Good afternoon. This is Cletus Davis from Ultimate IT Guys. Welcome to today's webinar, Don't Get Hooked, Avoid Phishing Scams. What is phishing? Well, phishing is really just another type of scam. In this case, they're trying to trick you into giving up important information about you. There are different types of phishing. One would be phone, which is called voice phishing or vishing. In person, someone usually there pretending to be someone they're not. That would be called social engineering. It could be paper mail. Sometimes we might call that mail fraud, but that's where they're trying to trick you into sending back in a piece of paper mail with your credit card information or something on it. But today we're specifically going to be focused on email because that is the most common type of phishing in today's world. So what are they after? Well, they're after your email address, your username, your password, social security number, date of birth, and other important personal details. Many times, these things can start off with seemingly innocent questions and move into asking more personal information. In our digital world, our email address is often the thing that identifies you on most websites. Many times they already know your email address and are trying to get your password or enough information to be able to reset your password. Once they've done that, they can now gain access to your accounts, and they can also sell your information to other criminals. Falling for a phishing scam is like giving a burglar the key to your house. Now they can walk right in without breaking a window, picking a lock, or kicking down the door. You've made it easy for them. They now have the information that they need to log into your email, your bank, or your other accounts. I've said many times that reading email is the most dangerous thing that you do. Email is the most often used way of trying to trick you into giving up your information. Email is the most often used delivery method for viruses and malware that can steal your information. So we're going to take a little bit here and we're going to look at some findings from a recent study about phishing. And hopefully you'll be able to use this information to help you be a better informed user and to help keep you from being a victim. So as they did this study, they broke most of the phishing subject lines that people were falling for into about 5 categories. And those categories are deliveries, passwords, company policies, vacation, or software. And this would be the part that's in the subject line of the email. Things like deliveries. I mean, we all were ordering stuff off of Amazon and Office Depot and all kinds of places. So we're all expecting deliveries anymore. So it's a very common way of trying to get your information is they send an email out saying, hey, we're trying to deliver something and we need more information from you. Or in the case of the password thing, you need to reset your password. Please click here. Could be a company policy, could be a vacation information, or it could be something in your software that it looks like it's really your software, but it's not. And these are some of the more common categories of this type of phishing subject lines. Tend to drop common company names in the phishing subject lines. Things like Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, UPS, IRS, Wells Fargo. These are the places that we all know and we do business with, so it makes it seem like a place that you should be getting email from. A lot of times the email may be addressed personally, which means it has your name in the title or at the top of the email, which tends to make you want to open it even more. Advertisers have used this technique for years, but now hackers and criminals are using these same psychological triggers to trick you into opening a phishing email. These types of attacks are effective because many people will react to the message without thinking logically about if the email is really valid or not. Some of the top phishing subject lines from their report: password check required immediately. Well, we're all afraid of getting locked out of our computer, out of our account, so something is telling us about a password problem gets our attention, and we usually want to take action. You need to make sure that it's legitimate. Stop, take a moment, and think about it. Is this something I should be getting? Your order with Amazon or your Amazon order receipt. Most of the people in the country are ordering stuff off of Amazon at some point. That is a very common thing. But just because you get an email that says it's from Amazon doesn't mean that it really is. And Amazon will not ask you to verify your information via an email. If you do get one of these, it's better for you to go straight to your web browser and actually go to Amazon, log in, and see if you have a message in Amazon instead of just clicking on whatever's in this email. Announcement, change in holiday schedule. It could be from some place that you normally go to, could be from a restaurant or a movie theater you go to. It could be from work even, or appear to be from work. Happy holidays. Problem with your bank account. None of us want to have issues with our bank account. So that's something that tries to trick us into getting in there and giving more information. So you can get the idea here of these are all some really good ways of tricking us because these are things we would expect to see. So we need to pay more attention when we get emails that have these types of subject lines. Often phishing attacks play on our emotions or our desire to take care of a problem. Many times there's an added sense of urgency in the subject line, and we can see that in several of those there. Last reminder, deactivation in progress, there's a problem. Those are things that, or the word immediately in that one about the password, those are meant to make you want to do something right now without thinking about it. But we always need to just take that extra moment and think about it before you click. Don't just blindly click on links. This is from another report, and same type of thing. These are some different email subjects that they found. Apple, you recently requested a password reset for your Apple ID, but the email really wasn't from Apple. It was from somebody, from a bad guy. Employee satisfaction survey, SharePoint, your support ticket is closing, DocuSign, you've received a document for signature. These can be one that's kind of sneaky. If you're not expecting a document that you need to sign electronically, you really don't want to click on those because a lot of those definitely will install stuff on your computer and can do some really bad things. And you can see the list just keeps going on. IT system support, Amazon, Office 365, suspicious activity report. So we can kind of get the idea of some of the things, the ways the bad guys would craft an email to try to get our attention and try to get us to take action. So how do we avoid phishing? Well, we avoid phishing by paying attention is the first thing. Good old common sense. Take a moment before you click and think about it. Whether it's a website or an email, either one, just take a moment and think before you click. If you're still not sure, ask somebody else to look at it first. So that's your first line of defense is you. You're the one that's the one that has to click or not click. Then we get into the other things like email filtering. That can really help cut down on the junk that makes it to your inbox. I always say if it isn't in your inbox, you can't accidentally click on it. And most of us receive more spam and junk email than we do valid email. So having a good email filter, spam filter, virus filtering in place can really cut down on these types of issues with phishing. Another thing is make sure you're training your employees about security threats and how to be aware of the latest scams. And then, of course, always keep your computers and your network secure and up to date so that you're less vulnerable to these types of attacks. So those are just a few things we can do to help avoid phishing. And then just remember, you can't hide from the cyber criminals. You can't just bury your head in the sand and hope it will go away. Most people are just completely oblivious to the very real threats around them, and they just choose to ignore them. But you can't continue to do that today. The bad guys are out there and they're not going away. You just have to pay attention when you're reading your email to make sure you're not giving away your information. It truly is time to get serious about our security. Of course, we can help you with that. Our basic service plan provides the preventative maintenance, the managed antivirus service, offsite backup, remote support, and the business email service that does have the filtering in place for phishing, virus, and spam protection to try to keep all that junk out of your inbox. Of course, we offer a lot of other services too, such as dark web monitoring to find out if your information is for sale by the bad guys. We offer advanced network protection, security assessments, voice over IP phone service, managed copier and print service, and managed toner service. These are just a few of the things that we can do to help you out.